Started out the competition as one of the favourites. Controls the long swings very well. A double tuck back, which he struggled to control, but managed in the end. Transfer to the low bar. Snatches a quick rest there. And here builds towards the dismount, winds up in the long swing. A double tuck back somersault, 3 paces back to control it.
And she scores 9, the same as Annika. So those two at the top, as far as the asymmetric bars are concerned. Karin Szymko, not on the caption, she finished in 7th place. Gemma from East Midlands, from Roughborough, in 3rd position in the bars. But Szymko, well, a few tears, she can wipe those away. She's still very much in contention behind Annika with Bickerdike in 3rd place. It's the halfway point for the girls, and so far a very high quality competition. Next for them, the beam. This is what awaits the boys. 15-year-old from the Alloa Gym Club, goes to Stirling High School. Just the one vault, and it's a pike Sukahara.
Scotland, Roger Walker.
And very well executed too. He excels at jumping events, this young man. And look at the run-up. Do credit to any champion long jumper. Only on this occasion, he vaults. Good pike Sukahara.
And a good example of the required aggression. And his points tally is 8.95, which fella has some points to make about the beam.
3.5 feet high.
We see in competition is Karin Szymko. Now, can she recover from her problems on the previous piece of apparatus? And the answer is an immediate no. That's very, very sad for her.
Now, whatever is going through her mind now, just to put the problems behind her. And this, of all pieces, is so hard to maintain concentration. Two good backflips. Just a hesitation there. Back somersault. Still not completely sure though, is she? There again, must keep hips and shoulders square. Double twisting back somersault was the dismount, but there were too many problems there for her to be a very happy young lady. Watch this, she just let the feet drop. Such a pity, such a shame. Tuck back, there'll be a wobble there, a costly wobble. The dismount went quite well, double twist.
8.6, and I'm afraid that really puts her out of contention.
We have from the northwest, number 16, Andrew Atherton.
Back to the vault with Andrew Atherton, as you can see, currently in 3rd place.
Handspring front somersault, well controlled.
Andrew Atherton.
Again, that leisurely approach to his gymnastics. Pulls the shoulders hard, maybe just a little too hard, but jump forward to make sure of the landing. Push from the hands, tuck in the somersault.
What a contrast in style with Roger Walker. 8.6 for Andrew. And now on the beam, Michelle St John from Newham in London. The club is the Eastway Gym Club. And looks a little popped on the beam.
Some delightful touches and tremendous poise. Confident in those acrobatics. That was a backflip and a layout back somersault. Two split leaps there. That small adjustment. The battle always is to keep hips and shoulders square and under control. There, almost lost it in that 360-degree turn. Double tuck back somersault. She just crept onto the end of the beam there. Practically took off her toes, but that was a good exercise. Acrobatic series here, backflip, layout back somersault. And watch. Just about on the beam, but made sure of the double tuck.
In her second appearance as event, she's getting some consistent scores, 9.125 for the beam. Our first look at James Boys. Burton-on-Trent lad, Hinckley Gym Club.
Tuck Sugahara, and he stayed there until he was certain of a good landing. The measured run. Takes a lot of training to get the run exactly right. The cartwheel, the tuck somersault, and look at this. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Made sure of that one.
He's currently in 6th place, so he'll be looking a little anxiously to the judges for a good score here. 8-8. Well, that's better than some. And the fairly vociferous public address announcer. And Annika Reader with that nice start. Whoops. Well, she just about made it and held on. She wants 8.9 from this, Mitch, to retain the lead in the all-round competition.
And she's more than capable of that score. Worked very hard on her beam, not only on the agilities, but with the little links that you can see here. Plenty of confidence in that spin. Now the test. Safely through. Preparing for the dismount. Which is a double tuck back. Super performance from Annika Reader.
And our coach Rod Smith will be very pleased with that. Young lady born a decade after Olga Korbut. You wouldn't think so though, would you?
Some of the moves are so reminiscent. This one, very difficult, very confident, the double tuck back.
And 9.225, a good mark. She's still in front.
Follow him, we have number 25, Paul Morris.
Paul Morris from Amersham in Buckinghamshire, from the Rounds Gym Club and Amersham School. Here's his vault.
Pike Sugahara, so much spring and bounce. He overcooked it slightly, but it was a good vault. Faulted in the run-up, but made sure of the vault. Slightly loose leg form, plenty of energy. The Pike Sugahara, cartwheel, pike back somersault.
8.85. Back to the beam. And Michelle Kitson, as you can see, needs 9.725 to take the lead. It's asking rather a lot.
She's from a region with a very good tradition for beam. the southwest. Now that was a beautifully controlled spin. Demonstrating flexibility. Struggled there to control it. Thought about that dismount for a long time, but there was no mistake when she finally got round to it. Lay out back somersault, watch the shoulders, brings them back online. And here, after a long pause, the back flip into the double twisting back somersault.
Well, the right numerals, but not for her in the right order, 9.275. But good enough to put her at the top of the chart as far as the beam is concerned, with Annika Rieder in second and the other Michelle St. John in third. So 3 down, 1 to go, which is the floor, and it's Rieder who leads, St. John and Kitson following her, and Szymko started perhaps as favourite, down in 5th place. The vault still continuing, and this is Warren Drury.
Chooses the handspring, tuck front somersault.
From London, competitor number 20, Warren Drury.
Confident performance.
Going along.
And this vault valued by the judges at 9.2. And remember, these values go up to 10, so that a mark in the high 8s is a very credible performance. Good power, good push, good somersault.
8.75 for the competitor from London. What can Gareth Davies do now? He needs 8.25 to retain his lead, well within his capabilities.
Handspring, full twist.
Gareth Davies from Wales.
Not the power, not the explosion, but again, he is technically very sure. There's the handspring on, full twist off. Just a pace forward. Perhaps he didn't quite get round in that twist.
But 8.5, good enough for him to retain the overall lead. But no doubt who was the pick of the vaulters. Roger Walker from Scotland, from the Alloa Gym Club, leading from Morris and Boys. But Davies keeps the overall lead with 4 of the 6 pieces of apparatus completed. Warren Drury in 2nd place, Andrew Atherton in 3rd, and then the representative from the East, Tom Collier, in 4th. The leader is now with Mitch Fenner.
Gareth, you're one of the gymnasts here today that has to travel an awful long way to the gym, and it must put the whole family out.
Yeah, I live in Wrexham in North Wales, but I go to train in Stoke. It takes about an hour to get there, but I got grandparents there, so stay there on Friday night at lessons are early.
So that must be an 80-mile or so round trip.
Something like that, yeah.
Do you do your homework in the car?
No, I do it just before I go, and if I got any left, I'll get up in the morning or do it at night if I'm not too tired.
So it's a dedicated life for you then?
Yeah, it's great sport, all of it.
Young Davies proving an old adage that behind every gymnast there's a couple of taxi drivers, his parents. Andrew Atherton now we're looking at on the parallel bars.
And this really is a treat, this exercise. Long swing to handstand. Into a moi. Excellent control of swing. Moves you'd expect to see in the Olympic Games. A double tuck to round that routine off very nicely indeed.
Well, that for me is the best we've seen from Andrew. I suspect his coach thought so too, did you?
I would think he's well pleased with that. I mean, this under somersault sets up the strength move, which is the lift to handstand. Very controlled. And pops from the bar into that double tuck back somersault.
9.35, an excellent mark. Puts the pressure on the leader. Slight adjustment of the glasses for Gareth Davies before he shows us his routine on the parallel bars. He needs 8.85 to retain the lead.
Well, he bent his legs on that start, but look at this. A Russian lever, that's called. And here is the control this young man is such a master of. Rightly, the crowd applauds that. Lifts easily to handstand. Swings to the dismount. Half twisting back somersault. Good performance. And this strength sequence is the result of hours of meticulous preparation. The Russian lever struggles through the gap, look, one toe at a time. Beautiful handstand, and the crowd appreciates it. Good technique in that bail. On his way to yet another controlled handstand.
Not quite so good, the mark, as Atherton, 9.1. They're first and second, with Tom Collier third for the parallel bars. James Boyes just keeping among the competitors. And Gareth Davies maintaining his lead. And it really is a very good contest with the high bar to come. Girls, meantime, are onto the floor. And our first look now at Gemma, who is in 6th place.
Double twisting back somersault start. Again, a double twist. And that time, just the one twist.
This is the last performance by both Group A.
Lots of energy in that front somersault. Walks out from it and into a double twisting back somersault.
And this, remember, is the girl currently in 6th place. It gives us an idea of the quality of this competition. And she scores 9.025 for her floor routine.
Behind me is the high bar. It's sprung, polished steel, just an inch in diameter. And it's well over 8 feet above the ground. It's a long way to fall, isn't it? It's the final event in the men's programme, the most spectacular. And that piece of apparatus very often decides the eventual winner. All that's left is to chalk up, and away we go.
Tom Collier, currently in 4th place.
Including a lot of new moves today. That's the first of them. An invert swing. Heely turn. He told me before the competition he was going for broke. That's another example. Ball twisting double back. A few paces back, but I should think that would please him. Interesting view this of the Jaeger somersault, release and catch. Building towards this dismount. Double back somersault with a full twist.
9.15, that's the first score that he's gained of in the nines. And here's Helen Bickerdike, and the real feeling of climax in both competitions. She's in 4th place at the moment. Can she find a routine that will put her into the medals?
Powerful opener, a double pike back somersault. Double twist. And a full twist to complete her tumbling sequences.
Helen Bickerdike, competitor number 11.
There was a look, it's all over. That was it.
Tremendous power in this approach. Pulls hard in the round off, through the flick, and that double pike somersault. Such an impressive start to that floor exercise. And it lost nothing as the routine progressed. That was a double twisting back.
And she gets 9.075.
He's followed by number 16 from the northwest, Atherton.
Back to the high bar. And as things stand at the moment, he needs 8.2 to take the lead. He'd be hoping for rather better than that, though, to really set the standard for Gareth Davies.
Beautiful body line. Oh, there was a problem with that cut, Jeff. Look at the coach. His expression says it all. But what's this poor young man thinking now? He's got 30 seconds to gather his concentration and to salvage this title. Just to put the problems behind him. Into his invert swings, still that same control, that same confidence. He needs to make sure of this dismount, and he does.
Well, that was a very, very good recovery, but was it good enough?
While he's on the bar, the work is so impressive, but look at this problem. Feet up well, but just a little flat across the bar, didn't get his shoulders forward and standing on the ground. Here's an example, though, of how he pulled himself together. Good double tuck back somersault.
8.55, that's better than he was actually needing. Back to the floor competition with Michelle Kitson, and she wants 9.075 to take the lead. Really is being timed well, this competition, at its conclusion particularly.
Just a hint of a stagger forward there. Impressive twisting line. Double twisting back somersault.
From the southwest, number 7, Michelle Kitson. Bailey score on eyeball 7.80.
Impressive tumbling. 1.5 twisting back somersaults. Carries on through the round off and flick. Layout back somersault, walk out. Good consistent performance this, double twisting back somersault.
And her score, 9.050. We have a tie at the top, Michelle Kitson and Helen Bickerdike. Now, what about Warren Drury? His performance on the high bar. He needs 9 to take the lead. His idol is Valentin Mogilny, the fine Soviet performer. Like to borrow a bit from him at the moment, I guess.
Well, he settled down well into the exercise. A little bit untidy at the start, but he's got all the moves, this one. Good Stauder swing. At home in the straddle position, as you can see. And he's sure to show us a good dismount. There it is, a double tuck back somersault.
Little smile on his face. Did the rest of the routine make up for the rather shaky start?
Split his legs on a rather complicated start, but by the time he got to this point, he'd recovered very well. Good straddle position and a half turn out. That's a difficult move. And watch the style on this double back. Rams his knees together, unusual, and makes sure of the double tuck dismount.
8.55, not good enough for the lead, but he's in joint second place. It's Michelle St John's turn on the floor as the boys wait for Gareth Davies on the high bar. She needs 9 to take the lead.
Lovely start. Her second double somersault. Beautifully choreographed. Excellent double twist.
From London, Michelle St John.
Getting a tremendous reception, tumbling with a lot of style and neatness of movement between the tumbles too, Mitch.
Superb exercise. It had everything. Excellent double tuck back. She danced her way through and tumbled up into the rafters. Double twisting back somersault to wind it all up.
And she takes the lead with that mark, 9.475. Only Annika to come. Now Gareth Davies. His target is not particularly high, 7.9. He's had a very good competition so far. it's in his hands.
And I have to say, Barry, that watching him in warm-up, he left out a couple of vital ingredients. One was a release, and the other was a thing called a backhand swing. Let's see if he does them. Good straddle, circle to handstand. Legs awry there, just a little. But it's good technical gymnastics. But there's been no release and no backhand. And the dismount, perhaps just a shade too simple. I would be worried about that.
Has he played too safe?
Now, a closer look. There's a straddle, that was fine. But what's missing is a release from the bar and a re-catch. That won't do, that was just one hand. He's got to take both hands off the bar and catch again. Now he'll lose for that. What he's done, he's quite capable of doing quite well, but it just didn't have the content, I'm afraid.
Well, the others went for broke, Mitch, particularly Andrew Atherton, who, remember, came off the bar, but still got a good score. And that's a very simple conclusion to the exercise. And 7.55, he drops away out of the medals down to 4th place. Tom Collier winning the high bar with an excellent performance. Atherton going for it, making an error. Davies played too safe, and it's cost him. He's in 4th place, and the Young Gymnast of the Year is Andrew Atherton from Wigan, representing the Northwest. And from 7 to 12, they've all been battling away to finish as high as they could. Been a very good competition.
Welcome, please, Annika.
The girls still hasn't reached its conclusion. This young lady needs 9.15 on the floor to become the Young Gymnast of the Year.
Double pike opener. She's on her way. Sprightly forward tumbling. Double tuck.
Well, a fine performance. I'm a little critical though. At times I thought the music was entirely incidental.
She's worked very hard on the choreography of this exercise. It's a new one for her, but the tumbling was so impressive. That was a double pike opener. And this, you don't see too many girls attempting forward tumbling of this quality. Fly spring into a pike front somersault. And what better way to finish than with a double tuck back.
And her score, 9.475, well, good enough. But on the floor, she has to share first place with Michelle St. John, with Helen Bickerdike in 3rd place. But overall, Annika Louise Reeder takes the title with Michelle St. John on 3.6475 as opposed to her 3.6.825, and the bronze position is shared. All contributing their all to a very good competition, the representatives of the 13 different regions. And the awards from Trevor Hart of Weetabix Limited and Bill Slater, the president of the British Amateur Gymnastics Association. Annika, she's been taking part in gymnastics since the age of 5, and now at the age of 11 is really on the launching pad if the history of this competition is anything to judge by. And it will be back to training for her at the Bush Harlow Gym Club as she goes on looking to add other trophies to that of Young Gymnast of the Year. Excellent competition for the girls, good competition too for the boys. Disappointed Gareth Davies not on the rostrum, the title going to Andrew Atherton. In spite of his fall on the high bar, he went for it and his smile tells the tale. Wigan Schools Gym Club have the winner this year. Second place is shared between Tom Collier of the Bush Harlow Gym Club, and on the extreme right as we look, Warren Drury of the Hendon Sports Centre Gym Club. So delight for the winners and indeed for the watchers. Mixed, I would think, with a certain amount of relief.
There's the happy winner, and still more, a happy family. The successful readers. Annika, 4 events, 4 perfect performances. How on earth did you manage it under this sort of pressure?
All the training I've been doing and all the housework with my coach Rod.
And I'm sure the family are very pleased. Just what does it mean to you, Stephanie?
Well, once it's sunk in what's happened, it will make all the running about and nervous tension well worthwhile.
And Dad, Stuart, you work behind the scenes, don't you? What does all this mean to you?
Well, I'm just very pleased. I don't have to do the run around like my wife does, but it's well worth it in the end, definitely.
Tremendous. A fairy tale ending then, a fairy tale ending for the Reader family. And here's the successful winner of the boys' event. Andrew, did you think you were going to win it today?
Well, from the start, no, because I had a shaky start, nerves. But through the competition, I began to have confidence, because team spirit, we had a bit of team spirit from Warren and Tom. And during the end, yeah, I thought I had a good chance of winning it.
And Mum and Dad, this must be a great day for you. Just what does it mean? Is it sunk in yet?
No, no, it
Can't stop shaking yet.
What does it mean to you then, Mum?
I'm just laughing at Andrew. Yeah.
Dad?
A lot of hard work and determination, grown fruit.
And it's given you a chance to wear your best hat, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Well, it's a day that those 2 young people will certainly remember, as indeed will their parents. I hope it's the start of big things for the 2 young gymnasts of the year.
As the International Olympic Committee meet in